That's bizarre. All right, as the healthcare loss troubles worsen, who does the White House turn to for help? Hollywood, again, of course. A meeting now on tap to discuss how Obamacare will be portrayed in TV and film. So is Hollywood spreading the president's agenda without us knowing it? Joining us right now, a man who does know it. He is Newsmax columnist and wrote a best-selling book on this, James Herson. James, first off, does this surprise you, and how intertwined is Hollywood with this very dubious rollout?
Well, it doesn't surprise me because, in fact, Hollywood seems to be tied in. They have a symbiotic relationship with the White House. They're the chief fundraisers, they're the supporters, they're the endorsers. So it would make sense that when the White House calls them or when there's an event or a White House official can show up, that they would get involved even with the content of their product. But it's disconcerting, because we're not talking about informing the American people. What we're talking about is portraying, and that's the title of this event, portraying Obamacare. So to have elements of Obamacare embedded into Hollywood product, television shows, sitcoms, reality shows, movies, and of course, they would be embedded in a way that's most favorable to the government.
And you were splitting the screen with the email invite and we could pull it up full if you wanted it, but we get the idea. Among the things that are going to be happening at the event is Wendell Potter is going to be talking there, former Cigna executive turned health insurance whistleblower, and Liz Floshive is a writer for the Showtime cable series Nurse Jackie. So she's going to split real life and real advocacy. And Martin Kaplan is director of the Norman Lear Center, will also be on that panel, and is also the WGAE president. So you got unions, entertainers, all coming together for a cause. I've never seen such groupthink before, have you?
Well, that's right. When you call it groupthink, I mean, this is a panel. Potter is an Obamacare cheerleader. He recently had an event at the National Press Club telling the press how to essentially focus more on insurance abuses. You know, and then you have this writer from Nurse Jackie who they have inserted Michelle Obama into their scripts. I mean, you basically have one side that's not going to be a discussion of the problems of the Affordable Care Act.
It'll just be about selling.
It'll be about selling, and really, we have to use the right term here. They're really looking at propaganda, the purest form of propaganda, using storytelling. And Hollywood has the best storytellers in the world. Right. And when this is embedded in the story, it's more effective because people have their defenses down.
And you know what?
Critical thinking.
If I'm the Obama administration, I absolutely use it. But look at how different Bush did it. Bush says, I need Hollywood and all our greatest creative minds to give possible scenarios about a would-be attack on the country. Not to help the Republicans, but how to keep the country safe in order to stop the next attack. Here they're losing Hollywood to sell a program that we should be embracing by now had it had the merit we were told it had. Because it was passed in 2010 and we're just getting it now. James Herson, thanks so much.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, Brian.